Alright guys, here we go again with another weather update for your Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. And I am fixing ready to do weather update. So let's go to radar real quick. I don't know if you guys can see that okay. I've got my phone on a selfie stick like yesterday. I'm going to look around the area. Actually, you know what, we're going to go to composite. This is regular radar. You can see there's some red flag warnings up there in the Dakotas and fire weather watches. There's even some down in the left-hand corner of the Four Corner states. Let's go to composite radar. Ooh, we got a new weather. And guys, we got a new camera. We got a new weather camera we're going to look at here in just a second. Got a new weather cam. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. We have a new camera. A new weather cam that just got put up. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's go to play. Let's see what's on composite. There's nothing around the area. There is some rain up across Indiana, but nothing severe. But yes, we got a new weather cam in Kentucky. So yeah, there's nothing going on. So let's pull up the weather cams. Well, of course, we're going to start with the one in Litchfield. Here in Litchfield, where I live at. Let's start with the one here in Litchfield. Click that. Let's full screen that. Let's get this a better angle right here. So here's Litchfield. Here's what it looks like here in Litchfield. You can see the street lights, and it's dark outside. Here was what it looks like in Litchfield. Here in Grayson County, there's Highway 62. There's the water tower by the middle school. Behind, here's Warren RECC Electric. Back over here's the middle school. This is on top of the water tower by the Grayson County Jail in Litchfield. And I want to thank Grayson County Dispatch. Or what is it called? Grayson County... what's it called? Grayson County Emergency Management for providing this camera shot. So we're going to go from Litchfield to the new camera, which I believe is in Lancaster, Kentucky. So here is Lancaster, Kentucky. This is the new camera. This is in Lancaster, Kentucky. So this new camera is in Lancaster, which I believe is in... I like that camera. This is Lancaster, Kentucky. Look at that big old water tower. I think it's in Garrard County. Yeah, that's in Garrard County. I'll look at it here in just a second to see what county this is, but I think this is Garrard County. Because look at downtown Lancaster. Ain't that beautiful? New camera in Lancaster. And they're actually going to be putting up more cameras. They're actually going to be putting up more has cams across Kentucky. They're going to be putting up more, is what I've heard. So that's Lancaster, Kentucky, which is Garrett County. And while we're at it, we'll just look at Louisville. While we're over in this, you know what? While we're over in this part of the state, let's go ahead and look at Eastern Kentucky. There's Pikeville. Let's look at Pikeville there in the mountains in Pike County. I love when they put up these webcams, because not only we got Litchfield, Louisville, Gage, Pikeville, and Moorhead, we now have Lancaster, which is in Garrett County. So for those of y'all that's watching over in Lancaster, watching my weather updates over in Lancaster, Kentucky. I now have access to a weather camera over there for you guys. But there's Pikeville. Now we're going to look at Moorhead. So here's Moorhead, Kentucky. The has cam over there. There's the water tower with the big light on top. Pretty quiet for the night in Moorhead. And then we're going to look at Louisville, Metro Louisville, up there in Jefferson County. We're going to full screen that. But yeah, that's a beautiful view coming in for Lancaster, Kentucky. That was a beautiful view. So, here is the view of Metro Louisville. Do we got planes coming in? Because I see flashing lights back that way. Yeah. Yeah, because the airport would be back that way. The airport. But this is downtown Louisville. It's facing south. Huh? It's facing south-southeast. That might be the airport back that way. Oh, yep, because there's an airplane coming in. Look at that. Look at that. We got an airplane coming in. Oh, there's two planes. There's two airplanes coming in. This is the Louisville HazCam. There is two airplanes fixing to land. Oh my gosh. I think they're UPS planes. Yeah, they have to be UPS planes. Glad we just caught that on camera. That was something. We just caught that on camera. Planes coming in. And then finally we're going to look at Gage, Kentucky. I'm going to Hazcam that. This is over in western Kentucky. I look forward for them to put up some more Hazcams in Kentucky. Okay, so here's Gage, Kentucky. Look at those blinking stars. But yeah, that's in western Kentucky. That was Gage. So now let's talk about the outlooks and the weather that's coming. But before we do that, we got to go over the watches and warnings colors. I'm sure you probably get it by now, but we'll go ahead and we'll do it anyway. We have to. So we'll start with the tornado warning colors. I gotta let my hand. Okay. So here's what a tornado warning looks like. They're normally light red if they're radar indicated. If it's an observed tornado, it's dark red. If it's a PDS tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation, it's purple. And if it's a tornado emergency, it's pink, or purplish pink. We're going to look at a severe thunderstorm warning, which is normally yellow. Considerable severe thunderstorm warnings is orange. I do want to say any severe thunderstorm warning that has black, like black around the outline of the polygon, like a black line, is usually tornado possible tags. But damage threat considerable severe thunderstorm warnings is orange. Destructive severe thunderstorm warnings is like a reddish pink. And EDS, extremely dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning is purple. And let's go over a flash flood warning, which is light green. An observed flash flood warning is red. PDS, particularly dangerous situation, flash flood warning is purple. Flash flood emergencies is magenta purple, magenta color. And then we're going to look at the tornado watch. Tornado watches are yellow. And a PDS, particularly dangerous situation, tornado watch is purple. And let's look at a severe thunderstorm watch. Severe thunderstorm watches are normally pink for me. And then a PDS, severe thunderstorm watch, particularly dangerous situation, is purple. And then we have a flash flood watch. Flash flood watches are usually dark green. And a PDS, particularly dangerous situation, flash flood watch is purple. And as you guys can see, there's some flash flood warnings on the side of the screen. Let's see where those are at. What state is this? Florida. Where is that? That was a flash flood warning. Okay, let's go back to home. And then we're going to look at the outlooks. We're going to start with the probabilistic outlook, which day 3 looks to be for Thursday. So here's the probabilistic severe weather outlook which is day 3, which is on Thursday. Severe weather risk about across Oklahoma, Kansas, and western Missouri. The brown hatched is it's actually a 5% of any severe risk. And we also have a 15% of any severe weather risk for those areas. And there's a flash flood warning mesoscale discussion down in Florida. That's because of what's going on right now. Day 4, here's day 4, severe weather, which is Friday. Nothing there. Let's look at day 5, which is Saturday. There's a 50% for any severe weather risk across northern Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, up to southern Nebraska. Now we're going to look at the categorical severe weather risk. Let's start with day 1, which is today. General thunderstorm risk across northern Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, northwestern Pennsylvania, southwestern New York, Michigan, up to Wisconsin, up to the other half of Michigan, and on it to Lake Michigan. It's just a general thunderstorm risk, seasonal thunderstorms. Day 2, severe weather risk. We got 3 different areas. We'll start with the biggest one. That's over, let's see, parts of West Virginia, up to Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, up to New York. It's a marginal risk. There's another tiny marginal risk around the panhandle of northern Texas. And then another marginal risk that goes from Montana down to Idaho, down to Utah, Wyoming, and then there's a slight risk that goes from Montana up into Canada. And then we do now we're going to look at day 3. We got a severe weather risk for Thursday, which is for Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, almost to west of St. Louis. Categorical. Let's look at the hail risk for the severe weather risk. None for the table today. Let's look at day 2. Hail risk across the northern parts of Texas near Amarillo. Let's look at the wind threat for severe weather. None on the board for today. But tomorrow, there is a wind risk across Amarillo, Texas. Hang on, let me go back to that hail threat. Was there a hail threat? Nope. Let's go back to the wind. So there is a wind threat across Utah, up to Idaho, to Montana. And there's another hail threat for the severe weather across West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. And then we look at the tornado threat. Is there a tornado threat at all? No, there's a tornado threat for tomorrow. And then for day 2, there is not a tornado threat for any of the severe weather risk areas. That's good. It's good news for those folks. All right. Let's go to home. I'm going to go ahead and put that on home so it's already there when we do the hourly and 7-day forecast. So we're going to look at what the National Weather Service says on their weather story. As you guys can see, I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit. And I got my selfie stick in one of them. I switched hands with the selfie stick. Rain showers and a few thunderstorms are possible late tonight through early tomorrow morning. Rainfall will be light with up to less than an inch forecast. Dry and mild weather rest of the day Wednesday. Cooler temperatures and dry conditions for Thursday. As you guys can tell, some areas are going to be getting some thunderstorms tonight. High lows between 54 and 60 degrees. Tomorrow, highs between 72 and 78 degrees. And for Thursday, highs between 66 and 72 degrees. And it says a weak cold front moves through late tonight, bringing a round of light showers and a few thunderstorms with it. Conditions for the rest of the day, Wednesday and Thursday, will be dry with slightly cooler temperatures on Thursday. And then we're going to look at the 0 to 12 hour forecast. Tonight's wind gusts is in the teens. The chance precipitation remains north across Indiana and up to Ohio. Precipitation totals is not expected on the board tonight. And then tonight's low temperatures will be in the 50s. And then yesterday's heat index was in the 40s. So and the winds are blowing south-southwest. We're going to go to the 12 to 24 hour forecast. High temperatures are in the 70s. The heat index will be in the 70s as well for tomorrow on Wednesday. Afternoon wind gusts will be blowing west, northwest, and northwest into the teens. Afternoon wind gusts will be in the 20s. And then the chance precipitation for tomorrow will remain east in parts across eastern Kentucky and West Virginia, with some precipitation totals across some areas in central Kentucky. But yeah, we got a new camera, and it's in Lancaster over in Garrett County. So here's the national forecasting charts from the Weather Service. As you guys can see, general thunderstorms across Florida, as well as Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kansas, and Missouri. And then some across the northwestern states up here with some snow chances. Gosh, why do we still have snow chances up there in the north? It's getting close to summer in 1 month. So yes, all general thunderstorm risk. And then we look at Wednesday. There's a general thunderstorm risk across eastern Kentucky, Virginia, the Carolinas, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New York, the New England states, almost like up in the Canada. And then there's some over in the Four Corner states. Fire weather up in Montana, severe weather risk in Montana, and winter weather. Jeez, everything. And then we have for Thursday, severe weather risk across the northeastern United States. Also Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana. And then that's thunderstorm risk. And there's a marginal risk across, not marginal risk, severe risk across Kansas. My bad, sorry about that. Now we're going to look at the hourly forecast, which is right here in the corner of my screen. It says all clear, no active alerts for the location. It's supposed to be like that. So here's the hourly forecast. As you guys can see, got one hand on the selfie stick and one hand on the mouse. 65 degrees right now. Drops down to the 61 at 1 a.m. 60s throughout the night. Ooh. 71 at 10 a.m., 73 at 11 a.m., noon, 75, 76 at 1, 77 at 2, 3, 76 at 4, and it drops down to the 60s tomorrow night. And let's look at the feel-like temperatures outside. 60s and to the 50s. All throughout the day. And we even got feel-like temperatures for 70s tomorrow morning. And then back down to 60s tomorrow night. Let's look at the dew point temperatures. 40s. 40s on the board throughout the early morning and overnight. 50s at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. And then back down the 40s. Ooh, we even got a 39 dew point at 1 o'clock. So it's a roller coaster dew point. Now let's look at the precipitation chances. None on the board, not much on the board. There's the highest chances of 12%. That's at 11 o'clock, but I don't think we'll get much of anything as far as that. Then let's look at the humidity. 41%. Humidity ain't that bad. And that's a good thing. Humidity ain't that bad. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And then we're going to look at winds. See which way the winds are blowing. They're blowing northeast. East-northeast right now. And then it's going to... They're blowing different directions. So that's the wind gust. And they're in the single digits to teens. And now let's look at the 7-day forecast. Zoom this in a little closer. So today was a great day to be outside. High of 80 degrees, low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow partly cloudy, high of 77 degrees, low of 59 degrees. Focus camera. Partly cloudy for Thursday, high of 69 degrees, low of 50 degrees, colder than yesterday. Friday, light drizzle, high of 82 degrees, low of 51 degrees, chance of rain. Drizzle on Saturday, warmer than yesterday, high of 91. 91 degrees on Saturday, low of 67. And then Sunday, mostly sunny, great day to be outside, high of 90 degrees, low of 66 degrees. And then Monday, light drizzle, high of 85 degrees, low of 70 degrees with chances of rain. So we have officially, we'll be reaching 90-degree temperatures. And as you can tell, that means summer's around the corner. So, thank you guys for watching this weather update on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I am going to get off here. You guys have a great rest of your evening. If you have any questions or comments, comment down below on the video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll be back tomorrow with another weather update. Until then, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.